The Göta Canal is a Swedish canal constructed in the early 19th century. It formed the backbone of a waterway stretching some 614 kilometers, linking a number of lakes and rivers to provide a route from Gothenburg on the west coast to Söderköping on the Baltic Sea via the river Göta Alv, and the Trollhätte Canal, through the large lakes Vänern and Vättern. The canal itself is 190 kilometers long, of which 87 kilometers were dug-blasted, with the width varying between 7 to 14 meters and a maximum depth of about 3 meters. It has 58 locks and can accommodate vessels up to 32 meters long, 7 meters wide and 2.8 meters in draft. Göta Canal is a sister canal of Caledonian Canal in Scotland, which was also constructed by Thomas Telford. History. The idea of a canal across southern Sweden was first put forward as early as 1516 by Hans Brask, the Bishop of Linköping. However, it was not until the start of the 19th century that Brask's proposals were put into action by Balthasar von Platen, a German-born former officer in the Swedish Navy. He organized the project and obtained the necessary financial and political backing. His plans attracted the enthusiastic backing of the government and the new king, Charles XIII, who saw the canal as a way of kick-starting the modernization of Sweden. Von Platen himself extolled the modernizing virtues of the canal in 1806, claiming that mining, agriculture and other industries would benefit from a navigation way through the country. The project was inaugurated on the 11th of April 1810 with a budget of 24 million Swedish riksdaler. It was by far the greatest civil engineering project ever undertaken in Sweden up to the time, taking 22 years of effort by more than 58,000 workers. Much of the expertise and equipment had to be acquired from abroad, notably from Britain, whose canal system was the most advanced in the world at the time. The Scottish civil engineer Thomas Telford developed the initial plans for the canal and travelled to Sweden in 1810 to oversee some of the early work on the route. Many other British engineers and craftsmen were imported to assist with the project, along with significant quantities of equipment, even apparently mundane items such as pickaxes, spades and wheelbarrows. The Göta Canal was officially opened on the 26th of September 1832 in an event commemorated by the painter Johann Christian Berger in his work The Opening of the Göta Canal on the 26th of September 1832. Von Platen himself did not live to see the completion of the canal, having died shortly before its opening. However, it was never an economic success. The arrival of the railways in 1855 quickly made it redundant, as trains could carry passengers and goods far more rapidly and did not have to shut down with the arrival of winter, which made the canal impassable for 5 months of the year. By the 1870s, the canal's goods traffic had dwindled to just 3 major types of bulk goods: forest products, coal and ore, none of which required rapid transportation. Traffic volumes stagnated after that and never recovered. Bishop Hans Brask's original justifications for the canal's construction were the onerous sound dues imposed by Denmark, Norway on all vessels passing through the narrow Öresund channel between Sweden and Denmark, and the trouble with the Hanseatic League. The canal enabled vessels traveling to or from the Baltic Sea to bypass the Öresund and so evade the Danish toll. In 1851, the tycoon André Oscar Wallenberg founded the Company for Swedish Canal Steamboat Transit Traffic to carry goods from England to Russia via the canal. However, it only ran 2 trips between St. Petersburg and Hull via Motala before the Crimean War halted Anglo-Russian trade. After the war ended, the great powers pressured Denmark into ending the 400-year-old tradition of the sound dues, thus eliminating at a stroke the canal's usefulness as an alternative to the Öresund. The canal had one major industrial legacy in the shape of Motala Verkstad, a factory established in Motala to produce the machines such as cranes and steam dredges that were needed to build the canal. This facility has sometimes been referred to as the cradle of the Swedish engineering industry. After the canal was opened, Motala Verkstad focused on producing equipment, locomotives and rolling stock for the newly constructed railways, beginning a tradition of railway engineering that continues to this day in the form of AB Svenska Järnvägsverkstad Erna's aeroplane of Delning that was bought by the aeroplane manufacturer Saab in Linköping. Trollhätte Canal. The Trollhätte Canal is a canal in Sweden that is now part of the Göta Canal. It connects the Göta Alv River with Lake Vänern. Ships classified as Vänernmax are of the maximum dimensions that will fit through the canal. The maximum dimensions for a boat to traverse this canal are: length 88 meters, width 13.20 meters, mast height 27 meters, depth 5.40 meters. Modern usage. Parts of the canal are still used to transport cargo, but it is now primarily used as a tourist and recreational attraction. Dubbed Sverigebland. Around 2 million people visit the canal each year on pleasure cruises, either on own boats or on one of the many cruise ships, and related activities. The canal is ironically referred to as the divorce ditch from the troubles that couples have to endure while trying to navigate the narrow canal, and the many locks by themselves. Locks. From the east coast of Sweden to Lake Vänern, the locks are as follows: Mem 3, Tegelbruket 2.3, Söderköping 2.4, Duvkullen 2.3, Duvkullen 2.4, Mariahof 2.1, Mariahof 2.6, Karlsborg 5.1, Karlsborg 4.7, Klammen open, Halter 3.2, Bratum 2.3, Norsham 0.8, Karl Johans Slussa 18.8, Oskar Slussa 4.8, Karl Ludwig Euge Akutens Slussa 5.5, Brunby 5.3, Hedda 5.2, Borensberg 0.2, Borensju 15.3, Motala 0.1, Lake Vattenforsvik 3.5, Lake Viken Canal highest point Attorp 0.2, Haggstorp OVRE 5.0, Haggstorp Nedda 5.1, Riksberg 7.5, Godhögen 5.1, Norkvarn OVRE 2.9, Norkvarn Nedda 2.9, Sjötorp 7 to 8 4.6, Sjötorp 6 2.4, Sjötorp 4 to 5 4.8, Sjötorp 2 to 3 4.8, Sjötorp 1 2.9. After Lake Vänern, Trollhätte Canal to Gothenburg and the west coast of Sweden.